Welcome to Haute Couture. On today's episode, we explore men in music.
When I first really wanted to write a song and I failed, and I wanted to sing and I couldn't sing, but then it was really the passion and the drive that was in me that I thought, you know, this is something that I want to do, because when you're determined to achieve something, you will do it. And I learned from nowhere. I was from rapping into singing, so when I look at myself now and I look at myself back then, it's something that has changed. So I knew back then that music was the thing for me, because I think the first song I ever sang was when I was born. I was crying, so that was my first song.
When they told me I couldn't do radio, when guys told me I couldn't present, but I've got this feel. They just said you've got the feeling, you got music feeling in you, but I think radio isn't appropriate for you. Then I definitely knew and told myself, if radio isn't appropriate for me, so definitely the microphone and the stage is definitely what I can do.
My first music memory, don't laugh. Okay, there was this uncle of mine. He was at boarding school, and there was this old Jim Reeves tape at home. It was in Sparta, and I asked him to make this banjo thing using cans of cooking oil, and then I started making. So I used to sing for anyone that would come home, and I was singing. I remember I used to sing off key, but then it was really at church that everything just seemed to have it the right way, because my music, despite really looking at it in a serious way, starting in the 90s, but it really started from church.
I think variety shows, man. I used to dance a lot in variety shows. Too much rumba. Dombono. Sikutara and stuff like that. I think visuals and stuff, really.
What inspires me about music is just different challenges that I face every day. You know, I would hear a song by someone and I'll think, okay, maybe I can do something even greater.
I think what really inspires me is the force that I have is as in the love for music. How much I love music, you know, it's more like it just pushes me on. And then when I see people like Beanie Man and Wycliffe Jean, I think those are my inspiration.
Welcome back to Haute Couture, and we're still discussing men in music, this time with the artist Peterson. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, could we start by talking about your history in music? How did you get started?
Let me say, I think at first all I wanted to be was a radio DJ. Yeah, what's up? This is DJ Peterson right here on the Born FM. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, then as time went on, you know, we got this radio station, tried to tell them, hey, I want to be a DJ. It was quite a little bit rough. Then I think because I love music very much, I was like, what am I going to do about music? Because I feel it. So I started writing songs, writing. I think I started as a writer. Then I thought, okay, I think if I'm able to write, and then I saw a few songs being loved by a lot of people, and then I was like, okay, cool. Why can't I just write songs and do it myself?
So what's your writing process? How do you write a song?
It depends. Sometimes I just come up with with an idea, or sometimes you just see something, or maybe something funny or something exciting or challenging happens, then you sit down and come up with something. Sometimes you could be listening to a certain song and then maybe you feel some harmony, melody in that, and then you just start utilizing the same feeling that you're having.
Could you tell us a little bit about some of the other artists that you work with?
I beg your pardon?
Could you tell us a little bit about some of the other artists you've worked with?
Okay.
Yes.
I think I've worked with a lot of guys. I would say, okay, my first people that I've ever worked with were like Crazy on the album Good Night, and that was the first song I've ever written that went public. That was the first song I ever featured on that went public. So it was like writing, experimenting my writing skill and my singing capability.
Moving away from the artists, the general public, you've received a pretty strong response to some of your lyrics. Is that your intention when you sit down and write a song, or?
I've received a lot of different views. Some people are negative about the information that they get. Some are positive and everything like that. But I've just come to understand that people come up with different views. You know what I mean? There are going to be people who are going to be thinking negative, others think positive. But I think that's the way life is. You're not going to be thinking in the same line. And then I think even in the industry, whatever industry you are in, there's always variety. You don't have the same people doing the same thing. But when it comes to my music, I'm not I would say I'm not like too much into the love song stuff. Yes, I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 love songs, but I like raising issues that can make somebody sit down and think. You know what I mean? I just don't want to write a song and then somebody listens to it and then they forget. You know what I mean? I want somebody to listen to my song and go home and talk about it. I like just doing songs and people to forget about them. I like leaving an impact or an impression somewhere.
Okay. Now, another thing, talking about impressions, you're one of the few men in music with an image. What do you feel about the Zambian musicians and their image? Do they have a strong enough one, or is it something that they should work on?
It depends with the kind of music you do. Kwaito, the image is quite different from rumba, you know what I mean? So I think for now, it's a little bit tricky and crazy for somebody to come out so funky and then your music is a little bit in the labor, you know what I mean? So I think you feel your music and you relate your image to the music you're doing. So at the end of the day, people are able to relate and say, okay, this music and that guy can marry, unlike being so different.
Right. Yeah. And we know we pulled you out of the studio for this interview, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Gosh, definitely.
Stay tuned after the break, some more footage from Men in Music.